All right, welcome back to Coffee Cafe. So, yesterday we got to enter in our sales for the very first time, right? We entered our sales, we updated our inventory, right? Because we had perpetual inventory. So, at the end of every single day, we also made a deposit for all the sales, cash sales that we just received. So, we always have a flow of money. Okay, so this is where we completed yesterday. So we're officially on the next day in Coffee Cafe. So it's now Tuesday, June 18th. Now, what you're going to notice is that now from here on out, a lot of the work or a lot of the journalizing is going to start looking familiar. It's going to be rinse and repeat. And the great thing about having Excel, or if you're using Word as an option, right? You can copy and paste the cells. So I will be doing that just to kind of save some time here. So we can get through, the materials a lot quicker. Okay. So now that it is finally the 18, let's see what happened into our scenario here. On June 18, we end up receiving something from Atlas Coffee Importers, right? What did we receive?
Regular and supreme.
We have regular and supreme coffee. Let's take a look at this invoice. So 1% 15 net 30. Invoice number 320. You had 125 pounds of regular coffee, 125 pounds of supreme coffee. Here are the per units, and then this is the total. Okay. And of course, we also have the shipping separately as well. So what do you want to do? Since we've done this before, right? We know that when we're entering in this transaction, we have to enter in two separate transactions. So do you want to do them together or do you want to do them one at a time?
Together.
Okay. So we got some perpetual inventory, right? We got some regular coffee and we got some supreme coffee. So if you remember, how do I journalize perpetual inventory?
We put everything in inventory.
Okay, so my inventory accounts are regular coffee and supreme coffee. Here we are. And we have to pay the shipping separately, right? It is a COD through Valley Delivery Services. So Freightline. Freightline delivered the coffee from Atlas Coffee Importers, and here's your invoice 516 for the amount of $64.50 COD. Okay, use a check. Okay. So here I've already located that exact transaction. So I'm going to go ahead and copy all this information just so that I can save some time. Instead of having to retype everything, I can just save that time to just copy and paste them in here. And all I have to do is just edit the information that is listed. So for example, Atlas Coffee Importers invoice. This is invoice number 320. However, the terms is still the same, 1% 15, net 30. So that's the cool thing about not having to retype all of that information is I can just copy and paste it. And I also copied and pasted the account numbers as well. So all we have to do really here is after we copied and paste, we just fill in all the rest of the information in regards to that transaction. Okay? So again, let me see. Let me check out this right here. So Freightline 516 is the invoice. COD, and we have to write a check number, so we have to figure out what check that is. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, regular coffee, how much did I buy?
170.
170. And then Supreme Coffee, how much did I buy?
196.25.
Which will give me a grand total of $366.25. Okay. And then here for our freight, we have a total of $64.50. How do I split the shipping? In half. So $64.50 divided by 2 gives you $32.25 to give you $64.50. Okay. So now we have this, right? Since I'm doing these transactions together, let's see. I need to finish the last one by writing a check. So here is the 18. I'm going to be writing a check for $64.50. Okay. Who am I going to be writing it out to? Excuse me. Freight line. Okay. For what reason? Same thing here. Shipping cost for coffee. Okay. So there you go. We have check number 1518. Okay. So there you go. Now I finished receiving my items. Right? I paid for the shipping separately. So now that I am done with this transaction, I can go ahead and plug my numbers into my ledger, right? Always journal first, ledger next. So in this case, we're going to go through each account one by one on the list. So let's see. First, we have awesome. We're already right here in the coffee. So first thing I'm going to write here is what did we do on the 18? We purchased 125 pounds, and we also paid for some shipping cost. Okay. Let's see. I think we are on General Journal page 6. Okay. So we have increased our inventory by 170, and then the freight cost was $32.25. Okay. So I still have my formula in here. I think I dragged it all the way down. So right now, it has gave me a grand total for the regular coffee to be $386.25. So we need to make sure that this number matches our inventory worksheet. Okay, $386.25. So let's go ahead and plug in my numbers in for the Supreme. Okay. We purchased 125 pounds, and we also paid some shipping costs. Right? So let's see. How much did we add to our Supreme coffee?
In the shipping cost or
In the from the purchase. 196.25 plus 32.25 for the shipping. So I should have a grand total of 425.60 in my Supreme account. Okay. First thing we got to do is the accounts payable. Because now I owe more money. Okay, let's see. 366.25 was my grand total. So if I increased my liabilities because I owe $366.25 more, what's my grand total balance in my accounts payable account?
$17,157.19.
Good. Okay. And then last but not least, I cut a check, so I need to update my checking account. Right? We wrote a check for $64.50. So I should have $611.36 left in my bank account. Okay. All right. So now that we did the ledger and then we finished the journal, okay, what should I fill out next?
Oh wait, hold on. So for the assets, we just added the check, and it it went down.
We added a check. We spent money. Right? We paid somebody.
Oh, okay. So okay. All right. I'm sorry. I was thinking too hard on that one.
No worries.
Okay. And then what was the question? What was next after this?
You want to fill out the subsidiary ledger or you want to fill out the inventory worksheet?
Let's do inventory.
Okay, let's do inventory. All right, so regular coffee. Today's the 18th. Skip over the cost of goods section. We bought 125 pounds of regular coffee. Let's see what's the cost per item. It cost me $1.36 per pound, which should have gotten you your 170 plus the $32.25. What's my grand total here?
212.25.
Two.
I did it in my head. But
No worries. Okay. 202. So you're off by $10. 202.25. Now, this is moving average. What do we do when we make a purchase of inventory?
we have to calculate the new cost per item.
Good, right? The average cost per item, right? But how do I do that?
So we add our inventory together.
Good. So we're going to add 115 plus our new batch of inventory of 125. What do I get here?
140.
240.
240.
Okay. So that's how many pounds I have available. Okay. I also have to add up my total cost. So I have to figure out what 184 is plus my $202.25.
386.25.
386.25. And guess what? Does that match your number on your general ledger? Let's see, here's your regular coffee. Yes, I am currently at 386.25. So that means good. We put our number in here correctly. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and so in this case, right, how do I figure out what my new average cost per item is?
So we do 386.25 divided by 240.
Okay.
It would be 161.
Now I'm going to expand that because it's not just 161, right? If I expand that out, it's actually 1.60938. Okay. I usually go for 6 digits, but if you're using Excel, you won't need to tell me all the 6 digits. But if you are using a calculator, it would definitely help you that um, you have as many numbers as you can to get the most accurate data to be able to round to the nearest penny, right? Usually 6 decimal places is going to give you the most accurate, but any less is going to give you a rounded number, like more rounded number. Okay, so perfect. There you go. Now, since I have this formula, I'm just going to carry it all the way down just because that means every time I enter in something that's a quantity or a total cost, it's going to automatically calculate it for me. So in this case, yeah, we're gonna try to make things a little easier on ourselves so we don't have to keep calculating this number, right? We'll automatically see it as soon as we put those numbers into those cells. It will automatically calculate. Okay, and there you go. I hid this one because once again, right? I no longer have 115 anymore. I now have 240. But also because I cell referenced, if I delete that, it's going to ruin the rest of my formulas. So I have to just kind of discreetly remove it or discreetly hide it to so we don't get confused and grab the wrong number. Right? So there we have it, 240 pounds at a total of $386.25, making it $1.60938 per pound. Okay. So let's go ahead and plug in my Supreme coffee here, right? We got 125 pounds at $1.57. Okay. Which we already know gave us 196.25 plus 32.25. What's my total cost here? 228.50. So in this case, right? This one I'm using FIFO to calculate. How do I so in this case, I have to keep my batches separate, right? So in this case, that means I have to calculate my cost per items separately because I'm going to be calculating based on each batch of inventory. So in this case, what is my cost per item going to be for this batch of inventory? Okay, so in this case, 183. But if I actually expand that, it's actually 1828. Okay? At least this number is kind of rounded, right? Because it stops at 8. It doesn't go beyond that. So what I'm going to do now is now that I have my second batch of inventory, I'm going to carry it over into my inventory, right? I have 125 pounds at $1.828, okay? So that should give me a running balance of, right, $228.50. So therefore, in grand total, I should have a total of 254.5 pounds at $425.60. And let's see, does that match my inventory on hand on my ledger? Yes, it does. I'm at 625.60. Remember, I made this little calculation so I can get my overall amount of total of my batches. Okay? So there we have it. So now we're done with the inventory worksheet. Okay? So let's finish off this this scenario with the subsidiary ledger, because now I owe Atlas Coffee more money. Okay? So here we are, Atlas Coffee. It is the 18, right? I'm going to just copy and paste this because I just received 125 pounds of regular coffee, 125 pounds of Supreme Coffee. Okay. My invoice number, what was it?
320.
Yes, 320 is the invoice, yes. Okay. We are on General Journal 6. Terms was the same, the 1% 15, net 30. So in this case, we get an opportunity to make a discount. What day is the last day I can take this discount? In other words, what's my discount due date?
The 3rd of July.
Good. And of course, 30 days later is going to be the 18th of July. Okay? For a total of $366.25. So I believe I dragged the formula here. So that means for this bill, I owe $366.25. So combined together, we owe Atlas Coffee $728.75. Okay. We also received another invoice, right, from Freightline, because we had to pay for the shipping of the coffee. So let's see, Freightline. Here they are. It's the 18, right? Same thing for delivering 250 pounds of coffee, except our check number is going to be different. Okay, our check number is, I believe it's 1518. Okay. So what was my invoice number for the Freightline?
516.
516. Okay. We're on the 6th journal. We got some COD. So our total was the 6450, but what happened was we made payment for 6450 through a check. So in this case, if you drag this formula all the way down so we can have it calculate, we owe $0 to Freightline. Okay. And here's our proof of transaction. But another thing is we also have proof because we received the coffee. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so that was just one transaction. Okay? So we reached the bottom of our journal. Okay. We will, let's see, we would have to see the next transaction to see if we're able to squeeze it in there. Okay. Even though the next one isn't a transaction itself. Let's see. We'd still need to also update our purchase orders because, again, now it tells us that we need to send in an order to All Things Ceramics. Okay. Purchase order number 309. So purchase orders, right? Let's go ahead and locate that purchase order for the coffees. So right here, did we receive our coffee for $366.25? Yes, we did. Right? When did we receive it? We received it today, which is going to be the 18th. And what invoice was it? 320. Okay. So let's see. So we're good to go on our purchases. So let's see. We just need, so this case, the next scenario here is that we are going to be requesting for more ceramic coffee mugs. So today's the 18th. Who are we contacting with? All Things Ceramics. What are we buying? Coffee mugs. How many? 80. And it's cost me $2.46 per. So that should give me a grand total of $196.80. Okay, so that means this purchase order that I'm looking for is going to be a total of $196.80. Okay. So let's see what's next. Let's see. Albert submits another order for the corner bookstore. Okay. What do we do with this? Albert is submitting an order for the corner bookstore.
We do another purchase order?
Not a purchase order. We do a... It's very similar to a purchase order. Did we buy or did we sell? Or are we buying or are we selling? So we have a sales order. Okay. Where can we locate that? Mm-hmm. So we go sales order. Okay. So let's see, what is this order? So this is order number, let's see, where his information. So in this case, who is ordering? The corner bookstore, right? Sales order number 102, right? Here, he wants 10 pounds of regular coffee, 10 pounds of Supreme coffee, and 5 coffee mugs, right? Giving us a grand total of $97.75. We have to upcharge him for delivery, so $30. So he owes $127.75. So let's go ahead and take a look at my subsidiary ledger. So date today is the 18th. Order 102. Who? The corner bookstore. Okay. What did they buy from me? They bought everything here, right? So I can just copy and paste this right here. Okay. The only difference is they only bought 10 pounds of regular coffee, 10 pounds of Supreme coffee, and only 5 coffee mugs. Okay. So let's go ahead and do those calculations. So again, they can come in order and say, oh no, actually cancel those Supreme coffees. So let's add up our totals here to get 127.75. So this is correct. All right, this is what I'm going to be expecting to see when I issue out their invoice. Okay, awesome. Okay, so we submitted our sales order. Okay. Then we did another purchase order, 170310 to Atlas Coffee. All right, so we're gonna order more coffee, and this time it's for a total of $370. So in this case, I would have to go to my purchase orders once again to insert this purchase order. There you go. What did we buy? We bought regular coffee and Supreme coffee. Quantity 125. What's the per unit? In this case, it was $1.37 for the regular, and it's $1.59 for the Supreme. So $370 is going to be my next purchase order for those coffees. Okay. Okay. So after putting in all of our orders, we now have our grand opening sales. Okay. So let's see. So for sure, your grand opening sales is definitely not going to be able to make it in these 4 little lines here. Okay. Rule of thumb, I honestly think it looks better to not split up a transaction. Do not just start writing everything in and then have it calculate at the end. It's better to just be able to see the transaction all on one page. So in this case, I am going to be skipping this page, right? Or skipping these last 4 lines. However, you could technically have space to put in a minor transaction. So for this sake, since we're doing manual bookkeeping, I actually recommend, if you're going to be sharing these books with someone else, right? I need to prevent them from adding anything to my spreadsheets. So in this case, I'm going to take a shape, I'm going to take a line, and I'm going to put it right at the top of this corner where the date is and drag it all the way to the very bottom corner here. So then I can cross it out basically. And then when I send these spreadsheets over, I can do either or, where I can protect the sheets. So that means no one can enter anything in here. Or what I can do is I can send the file as a read-only file, meaning they don't have any capabilities to edit the information. So that means right here, this is a preventative measure that you can do if you think that it is possible that they could squeeze a transaction in there. If you're at the very, 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 very bottom of the page anyway, so for example, like this one where we only have 2 lines left, this is okay. You won't be able to squeeze a transaction in there, okay? And same thing with this one. You only had 1 line left. So in that case, you don't need to draw a line there. But this one, you can technically squeeze in like a rent payment or a payment to an employee. Yes, you could actually squeeze that in there right here, right? You only need 3 lines. So in this case, I draw the line, and then it should look like that when you leave the page, okay? And again, we could protect this sheet, meaning no one, like lock the cells basically, so no one can enter in any information, or you can send the file as a read-only file, so they can only view the information and not be able to edit it, right? So that's just a preventative measure. So then now we can go ahead and start on journal page 7, okay, for this transaction. Now, how do I journalize this transaction here, that I completed a sales? How do I journalize this?
That we completed a sale.
Okay.
So sales.
Sales what?
Like cost of goods sold.
Cost of goods sold is going to be part of the second portion of this. So right now, we're only focusing on the sales. We will update our inventory after we complete our sales, right? You have to sell something in order for you to take it off your inventory. So in this case, we're just focusing on just the sales. How do I record these sales? Sales is a revenue. So let's take a look at a chart of accounts. Okay, we said revenue, sales.
So it would be sales for medium and large coffee and the ceramic coffee.
Good, right? We're gonna list out all of each the items that we sold. So in this case, we're gonna have to do that, but also include one more feature, which is gonna be the sales on the ceramic coffee mugs, okay, which is $41.50. Okay, so let's see. We've actually already done this, right? Right up here is where we've done this. Now the only thing is we have to add one extra line in here, and that's the sales for the ceramic coffee mugs. But here, again, we can take advantage of copy and pasting. So in this case, I can copy and paste it. I'm going to copy up to there. Okay. And let's see, I can paste it right into here. And then I'm going to copy this bottom half here. Skip a line and paste it in like that. Okay. So again, the great thing about technology is, when you're working on a computer, you can copy and paste everything in here. So all I have to do here is just enter in the extra sales that I have here, which is the sales for the ceramic coffee mugs, which was account 40150. Okay. So now that I've done this before, I just copied and pasted, right? Let's see. In-store sales grand opening 20% discount is fine. In-store sales is just fine. So everything looks good. So now I have to fill in my numbers. So in this case, how much cash did I receive?
$807.27.
How much was my discount?
$186.34.
And then now on the sales side, what was my total sales for the medium regular coffee?
$161.19.
Okay. And then what about my regular, I'm sorry, large regular coffee?
$236.21.
Medium supreme?
$206.67.
Large supreme?
$286.18.
Ceramic coffee mugs?
$41.95.
And last but not least, the sales tax.
$61.52.
Okay. So rule of thumb here is double confirm that your debits and your credits match on your journal. So let's see. I got a grand total of $993.71 on the left, $993.71 on the right. So good. I made no typo. Okay. So there you go. I plugged in my sales. So what do I do next? What comes after the journal?
The ledger.
We got to update our accounts because I received money. So first things first is going to your checking account. This money came from my in-store sales. I am on my new general journal, page 7. And how much did I receive? $807.27. So therefore, what should be my new account balance? How much money should I have in my checking account right now?
$14.18.36.
14, 18, 63. Okay. Next is our sales discount, which is a revenue. Let's see. Here we go. Sales discount. Today's the 18th. We got grand opening 20% sales. Okay. Let's see. My journal says I had a discount of $186.44. Okay. So in this case, right, what's my grand total discounts? What's my account balance in my sales discount account?
358.71.
Good. All right. Next on my list is sales for medium regular coffee. So let's see. There you go. Medium regular coffee. How many cups did I sell?
81.
81 cups. Okay. Which gave me a total of 161.19. So, what is my grand total sales of my medium regular coffee? So remember this one, if you're doing Excel, the formula for this one is you're going to go up one, you're going to add your credits and subtract your debits, right? Because in this case, it's a revenue. Your revenues usually have a normal credit balance, okay? So that means credits will increase your sales. Okay, so in this case, 318.40. Okay. All right, so next one is your large regular coffee. How many cups did you sell?
79.
We sold 79 cups for a total of 236.21. 236.21. So in this case, what's my account balance in my sales for large regular coffee? 445.51. Good. I have sales for my medium supreme coffee. How many cups did I sell?
83.
Sold 83. General 7 for a total of 206. $1,267. So what's my account balance in my sales for the medium Supreme coffee? Good. All right. Then we have our large Supreme coffees. How many cups did I sell here? We sold 82 for a total of $286.18. Okay. So what's my account balance here? Good. Okay. And then let's see. We have some ceramic coffee mugs. So let's see. It's going to be up here, right? There you go. Ceramic coffee mugs. It's the 18. How many coffee mugs did I sell? We sold 6 of them. For a total of $41.94, which means I have a total balance of $41.94. Okay. Last but not least, we need to update our sales tax because we end up collecting money for the government. So let's see how much sales tax we have so far. Okay, here you go. Sales tax for in-store sales for a total of $61.52. Okay. So what is my total account balance in my sales tax? How much money did I collect so far? $118.37. So again, this is the same formula because again, we're in liabilities. Credits increase our liabilities. So in this case, the formula is the same. Okay. So there we go. We entered in our journal. We entered in our ledger. This is an in-store sale, so we don't actually have a group of customers that we particularly sold to. So in this case, no need for the subsidiary ledger, right? We still have to deposit the money into our bank, okay? So let's go do that first. Okay? So you received the money from in-store sales for a total of $807.27. And I'm going to choose to deposit it at the end of every day. This is deposit slip number 3 for a total of $807.27. That's why we should have the $1,400 in our bank account. Okay. Let's see. And that should be it. Okay. We also have to take into consideration that we had to open up our perpetual coffees to be able to serve our coffees. So for now, it says that we end up using 15 pounds of the regular coffee and we end up using 15 and a half pounds of the Supreme coffee. Okay. So Where do I need to go to be able to solve for my cost of goods sold?
Where do we go to figure out the cost of goods sold?
Uh-huh.
To the inventory.
Inventory worksheet. So in this case, here we are. We start with our regular coffee. How many pounds of regular coffee did we use?
15.
Okay. Now, since we purchased more coffee, that increased our cost per item by almost 9 cents. Okay, so in this case, what is my average cost per item right now?
1.619.
Okay, good. So then now I need to calculate how much that is going to cost me. $24.14. Good. So then now I need to update my inventory because I don't have 15 pounds anymore. I need to subtract it out. So 240 minus 15, 225. Okay. 386.25 minus 24.14.
62. 11.
362.11. Good. And again, I have the formula automatically calculated for me right in the middle, so you don't have to do it. So there you go. It still says it's the same next time around, so it didn't change that much. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and hide this now. Okay, so I should have a total of $362.11 left in my inventory, and I sold $24.14 worth of regular coffee. Okay. Now, go into Supreme Coffee. We have here, how many pounds did we use of regular coffee? 15.5 pounds. Okay, so we use 15.5 pounds. Okay, now here's the question. We are looking at FIFO, okay? First in, first out. Now we have two batches of inventory, right? We have one for 109.5 at $1.80, and our second batch is 125 pounds for $1.828. Since we're using FIFO, which batch of inventory are we going to take out from first?
The 109.
109, right? So that means what cost am I going to be using per item?
80.
$1.80. It's going to cost me $1.80. So in this case, how much is it going to cost me if I use 15.5 pounds at $1.80?
27.90.
$27.90. So it's the exact same as above. $27.90. So now I need to update my inventory because now I just got rid of another 15.5 pounds. So in this case, 109.5 minus 15.5. How much should I have left?
94.
94. Good. Okay. 94 at $1.80 should give you a total of $169.20. Again, it's up to you if you want to test to see if that's true, right? I typed in here that you should have had a 197.10. So you could also do it here, 197.10 minus the 27.90, right? Should give you 169.20. All right, so that is correct. So in this case, I have a grand total of $397.70 worth of Supreme coffee. Okay, so we need to match those numbers in our books. And we sold a total of $27.90. So $27.90 for our Supreme, $24.14 for our regular. Okay, so we can plug our numbers in. $24.14 and $27.90. Okay. So now that I finished my journal, let's go ahead and update our ledger so it matches our inventory worksheet. Or in this case, we want to match our inventory worksheet to our ledger. Okay, so in this case, we got to go to our cost of goods sold. Okay. So cost of goods sold for regular coffee, we used 15 pounds. Which cost me $24.14. So in this case, what's my grand total account balance for the cost of goods sold for my regular coffee? 4014. So in this case, the formula here, right, because we're dealing with the debits increase expenses. So in this case, it's going to be previous one, add your debits minus your credits. Okay. So there we go. Next one is going to be Supreme Coffee. We end up using 15.5 pounds. Okay. For the same amount, $27.90. So in this case, what's my account balance here? $55.80. Good. So now I need to update my inventory because I need to make sure that I keep a good track record of my inventory and also match my my expense there. So let's see. There you go. Regular coffee. Right? We end up using right, which credited my account for $24.14. So therefore, what should be my ending balance in my regular coffee account? What's my ending balance in my regular coffee account? If I subtracted $24.14 because I sold I used 15 pounds. How much should be my ending balance in my regular coffee account? $362.11. Excellent. And where does this match? My inventory worksheet, right? $362.11. Okay. All right, so let's do the last one here. We're gonna update my Supreme coffee. All right, I end up using 15.5 pounds for another $27.90. So therefore, I should have $397.70. Does that match my inventory worksheet? Yes, $397.70. So that means we're doing good in our journal, ledger, inventory worksheet, and so on and so forth. Okay. All right. So I'm going to stop here for now. We're going to go on a quick 20-minute break. Okay.